um, you are Dr. Dave Clarke, and you are an associate professor in the Department of Biomedical Physiology and Kinesiology at Simon Fraser University in Vancouver, Canada. Your lab, your group, develops predictive models for understanding exercise training biology. And you also work to use regenerative medicine in muscle tissue engineering. How are you today?
Excellent, thank you.
Good. So what is the most interesting thing you have learned in the past 6 months?
The most interesting thing I've learned. Well, the thing that comes to mind first, we had a symposium recently, and I learned about how to resolve tendinopathies through a certain type of specific type of exercise, and that really blew my mind.
Okay. What is your idea of perfect happiness?
Probably being on a mountaintop on a warm, sunny day and having an unobstructed view of the surroundings.
Nice. What would you like to understand better?
Well, I mean, there's lots of things. I'm insatiably curious, but of course, understanding at least scientifically exercise biology is, top on the list. So I'm lucky to indulge my curiosity every day by the work I do.
Yeah, that's good. That's nice. But what would you like people in general to understand better?
What would I like people to understand in general better? Well,
Yes.
human psychology would be nice so that we don't run into, horrific political culture like we have today.
Yeah, that's agreed. What is the craziest thing you have ever done?
I mean, I don't know. Like craziness is something that's all relative, I suppose. I mean, I've skydived, bungee jumped, and done all sorts of adventure things like that. I don't really see those as crazy because they're all fairly safe. But yeah, I think I do have a need for adrenaline, the odd adrenaline kick. So mountain biking is pretty crazy because it's actually pretty dangerous. You can hurt yourself pretty easily. But man, it's a lot of fun.
I believe. Have never tried. Take your word for it. It's crazy. Agreed. So what do you consider your greatest achievement?
I think my greatest achievement is that I've been, and this is much luck as it is strategy, but every day I do the things that I want to do in my work and in my life. So, what I love, what I think, what makes me reflect is that if I told my teenage self what I'd be doing as an adult, as a working adult, that teenager would be pretty excited.
I bet he would be. Who are your heroes?
So I really don't have any heroes. I mean, I suppose I admire parts of everyone I come across, but I don't hold anyone in particularly high regard because I think we're all human, and what you see in the media and on the screens is not what the person truly is. So I'm very hesitant to have any heroes.
That's okay. What is the most useless talent you have?
I don't know, so that's a good question. But I seem to have cats seem to really like me, so So that says something. They apparently recognize something in me that makes me attractive to them.
Nice. What do you consider being the closest thing to real magic?
Closest thing to real magic. Oh, I have no idea. That's I'll have to. That would take some. I don't have an answer for that one. That's a great question. That one I'll have to think about.
Okay, think about it. Which talent would you like to have?
Better style.
You want to elaborate that one?
Well, I mean, it's like I think Yeah, just I don't know, like for clothing, just looking good and being comfortable, and even just in the house, like decorating and all that stuff. I'm not like into that sort of thing, but like it would be nice to have a knack for it, so I didn't have when my wife and I are deciding on how to renovate things or whatever, we're not endlessly thinking about it, and it'd be nice to be able to make a decision.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What do you most value in your friends?
I mean, I think in anybody, honesty would probably be high on the list. I'm pretty honest and forthright myself, and I think if I couldn't have a good relationship with people who aren't honest and forthright. It would be difficult anyway.
Yes, yes. So, which superpower would you most like to have?
Probably be able to fly.
Mm-hmm. That would be also pretty crazy.
That would, yeah. Well, it would reduce the craziness of trying to fly artificially by flying off a jump on my bike.
True.
So if I could fly, then I would avoid that part.
That's true. That's true. What do you consider the most overrated virtue?
The most overrated virtue. So I think decisiveness would be one of them. I think that decisiveness is largely fostered by ignorance rather than actual, insight. So probably that's definitely high on the list. And then also many people are very, sort of falsely humble, or sort of false humility, which I don't particularly enjoy either.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What is your most treasured possession?
Well, probably actually this mug. It's a very heavy, nice pottery mug that
Can we see it a little bit?
yeah, I got it at a race. So this is a race in 2015, and I know someday I'm going to drop it and break it, and I can't, like, I've been tried to find replacements for it, like just to have some more on hand, and I've never been able to find one quite like this. So that's pretty much it.
That's it. So, lastly, what piece of advice have you received that has benefited you the most in life?
It benefited me the most. Yeah, so I get, a fair amount of advice. I certainly seek it out. The ones that benefit me the most, I'm trying to think back to my PhD. I remember my sort of committee member had, I'm trying to remember what he said, but that was particularly useful. I think he just had like a way of telling me, like, for how to go about your science, and in particular, like in one instance, and this wasn't quite it, but like you don't want reviewers telling you the way you to do your science. You have to be the one to drive it all. And so that kind of stuck with me. And then I don't know, like I said, there's been lots over the years, but so I'm not sure, there's not one that stands out at the current time.
Mm-hmm. But that's a good one, and that's something to give as an advice to young and up and coming scientists.
Yes,
So
well, there's certainly lots of advice out there. You have to, I think, part of it is not to take all the advice you hear, and like, as a scientist, you're paid to be to be an original thinker, right? And so everyone has to carve their own path. And I think for young scientists, that's something they should keep in mind.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, thank you for the interview, Dr. Dave. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.